Hey, everybody, welcome back to Bronx Baseball and Beer. We got a great show for you today. Notter, the Yanks look disinterested. Do we need to make some changes?
I think
who's got sticky fingers?
I have a lot to say about this topic. We both do.
Yes.
We're panic mode is set in.
And we're also going to find out who the bum of the week is. So stay tuned and let's talk about it.
Right-handers, 5 by left-handers. This one by Mattingly. Oh, hang on to the roof. Good ball. Down to the game. There's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone has hit a home run. The Yankees go to the World Series.
Hey, everybody, welcome to episode number 10 of Bronx Baseball and Beer. I'm Scott Fryer.
And I am Chris Not Yet Notter.
And we are coming today, a sad, sad day. I mean,
Sad
listen,
week. Sad.
It's been a sad week. It's been tough.
It's been sad all around, Scott.
Listen,
all around.
Playoff losses aside, and I said this already once before during the season, but this is the saddest I've been as a Yankee fan. I wouldn't even say sad. I'm disgusted. I'm past the sad point. Now I'm at the disgusted point.
Incredibly frustrating team, frustrating coaching staff. I am seeing some things that I've never seen before, and I said that last time. I've seen some bad Yankee teams, but nothing this disappointing in a really long time. And it goes
awful.
From the coaching staff down to the very last player on that roster. We'll break it down and see if we can figure it out.
We're going to break it down all right. 2-4 this week since our last show. Since we taped the last show.
Yeah.
They won on Wednesday, and then a terrible game on Thursday, going for the series win. We did get a series sweep from Tampa, so it wasn't too bad. But then Thursday started a whole series of events, right? Because Cole pitched, and we're like, okay, it's a series win because Cole's pitching, and he came out and he was just
Struggled.
I mean, he sucked. For Cole standards, he sucked.
Oh, yeah. No, he struggled. He was getting squeezed, too. I mean, the umpire was squeezing the hell out of him.
It was. He said it, he even came out and said it's not an excuse.
Right.
But I felt like I was getting squeezed a little bit. But
Sure.
hey, listen, he said, I own it. I'm accountable. I go out there. They pay me a lot of money to go out there and win games. So
I mean,
it was on him.
for Cole's first real bad outing, I can't really complain too much.
No.
I mean, it's one of those things. We knew everybody's going to have a bad start. Everybody's going to have, a tough time out there. And Cole he's a human being. He's not, a robot.
Right.
So you got to give it to Cole for shaking it off. And hopefully we move on and get him a win coming up here pretty soon.
It was disappointing Thursday. It was the afternoon game. I don't think he likes pitching during the day.
I don't either.
I don't feel like he enjoys the pitching during the day.
Yeah.
But then it set up the weekend series. There was the first series against the Red Sox. Everybody was excited. The Sox are coming to town. We're going to see what both teams are made of. And unfortunately for the Yankees, that was paper mache.
They saw what the Red Sox were made of.
Yeah. And we saw what the Yankees were absolutely wet paper.
It was horrible. I mean, we did a live stream, which for everybody that tuned in and watched with us on the live stream, we appreciate it. Thank you. That was a lot of fun.
We're going to be doing those again.
Yeah, that was a blast. We had a great time, and just flat playing. We had no fire. This was not a Red Sox Yankees game.
No.
In my opinion, this didn't feel like one. Got a lot of work to do, and getting swept by Boston was a huge blow because you never know when those 3 games are going to come back to haunt you.
First time since June of 2011 that we got swept at home by the Red Sox. So embarrassing. The first game, like you said, we did a live stream. We had Ray Bones on.
Yeah, Ray Bones was on.
Representing the Sox. And it was a good time. A lot of people joined in. We had fun. We were on the air for 4 hours.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was pretty awesome.
It was crazy, yeah.
So
first time we've ever done something like that.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of really great feedback,
Yes.
It was fun.
It was great. And the first game, it was a kind of a close game.
Yep.
It felt like it was a lot. The score was further apart than it was. It was only 2 or 3 runs at one point, and it felt like it was 10 runs, not a couple. The way that they were not hitting the ball.
Yeah, we weren't hitting the ball, and I'll tell you what, there was one positive thing that I took out of that Yankee start was Michael King, right? So Michael King comes out, he gives up 3 in the first, struggled a little bit finding it. He came back and threw, what did he go, 5? I think he went
went
5
5.
innings, right?
Yep.
So he recovered so well.
Yeah,
like he
he gave up
realized
that bomb.
gave up the bomb. He was leaving the ball up in the zone, and then he comes out and just started locating his pitches and was pretty much for the most part dominant the rest of this time out there. I think we had said in the last episode we're hoping for 4 innings out of Cole. I'm sorry, not out of Cole, out of King. Gave us 5, and he did his job. Yeah, he struggled that first inning. Those 3 runs were huge. It's a difference maker in the game. But I loved seeing his recovery and the fact that he came back confident. And I think he's going to end up being a huge part of our rotation.
I think so. I like it.
Yeah.
We know we have a long reliever in there anyway because the good news is Sevy pitched well in his rehab start in Tampa on Sunday, so he's coming back. That brings a little fire to this team.
Yeah, you got to have something.
That dude's full of piss and vinegar, so I'm ready for him to come back.
Yep.
And we know we have some long relief in the bullpen should we need it. As long as it isn't Chad Green, I'm tired of seeing him. I'm tired of seeing Chad Green give up home runs.
See, Chad Green is, in my opinion, a phenomenal relief pitcher. Struggling big time this year, though.
He is.
Giving up the long ball, leaving balls up in the zone. He's usually a guy that will throw on the black low, 95, 96 mile an hour fastball. He's just leaving everything up in the zone right now. So,
I mean, it's just overall, it was bad. I mean, Saturday we jumped out to an early lead. Glaber hit a 2-run home run early in the game. I think we were up 3-0 at one point, and we gave the lead right back up, and then it was a close game all the way through. I think till the top of the 8th.
Yeah,
and then the Sox just blew it open. And late in the game, our late bullpen failed us again, and then Sunday's game was for all intents and purposes, it was a pretty good game.
Sure.
I mean, the Yankees were favored to actually win that game, but I don't. It comes down to not getting the hits when you need them. They did come up with a couple of clutch hits late in the game.
Yeah.
We tied the game, but we had multiple opportunities to win that game late in the game.
And that's been a struggle with the Yankees all year long, right? It's been timely hitting, keeping people on base, and getting guys in that have been on base. I mean, we lead, I think, all of baseball in leaving runners in scoring position. I'm pretty sure we're up there, if not the worst.
No, we are the best.
We're the best of that worst category, right? So, no, but I mean, listen, we've struggled with it all year long. All year long, it's been a problem.
Yeah.
We just can't seem to get guys in. We're not getting timely hitting. We've had a few clutch hits. That's great. But when we're playing the Boston Red Sox in the AL East and we're playing for games here, we need to have that hitting.
I mean, listen, we're going to talk a little bit about right now, bottom of the 9th, tie ball game, winning runs at second base, 2 outs, on a 3-2 pitch, and Odor takes one, which was clearly a ball. Now, if you watched it, and if you're a baseball fan, if you're watching our show, you've seen the play.
Sure.
You've seen the replay. You've seen that the ball was a foot outside and a foot off the plate. And even the most diehard Red Sox fans I know were like, wow.
Yeah,
they really gave us that.
It was a
one.
great pitch.
Yeah.
Great pitch. I mean, I think Barnes was going to see if Odor was going to chase that, which I did too. Odor's got a pretty good eye though, and you're watching that and you're just like, what was that?
The only one that got pissed was CeCe.
Yeah,
CeCe was sitting behind the dugout, right?
Yeah.
He was sitting in the front row behind the dugout, and I think he actually got Mendy thrown out of the game.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. So I wasn't necessarily frustrated about the bad call, right? Because we've seen a lot of bad calls.
That's not why we lost.
That's not why we lost the game. And we're not going to sit here as Yankee fans and say, hey, the reason why we lost that game was because of that called third strike.
Not the ref, not the ump's fault.
No. So the problem I have is what in the world was Aaron Boone doing sitting there on the top of the dugout like nothing was wrong? He was like just like a zombie. Like
Nevin got fired up.
You're having other coaches get pissed off. Why is your manager not out there causing a scene?
Transversely, in the blowout loss to Tampa on Thursday, he got thrown out of the game late on a stupid call.
Yep.
That meant nothing.
Right.
It was late in the game. But you save those times to get thrown out for when you need to light a fire under your team's ass. And that was a perfect opportunity. For Boone to come out there, scream at the umpire, kick dirt on home plate, throw his hat, get thrown out of
the game, Aaron Boone.
Act like you give a shit, dude. I mean,
can we talk about the fact that one of the greatest moments of Aaron Boone's career, besides his home run against the Red Sox, was his coaching moment when the whole effing savages thing happened. Right?
My guys are savages in that box.
My guys are savages in the box, and you're taking away the strike zone from them. They're savages. What happened, Aaron Boone?
Well,
what happened, Aaron Boone?
What happened to the savages in the box?
Well, that too. But you got to do something, man. Aaron Boone, you are right now not even worth staying in the dugout, in my opinion. You can't keep a lineup the same. You got no fire. There's nothing going on. What is going on in that head of Aaron Boone? I don't know. I don't really know what the answer is. And of course, all the rumors right now are swirling around. They're gonna fire him? Who's gonna be the manager? I don't see them firing him this year. I don't. I think
exactly.
It's not going to be one of those things where, hey, Aaron Boone, you're fired.
Right. Well,
will they go?
Lose 2 out of 3 to the Twins. That might not.
That might be a problem. That might be a problem. But no, I mean, just a shame to see Aaron Boone not in the game. He just seems like he's checked out mentally.
No emotions. Yeah. No emotions by anybody. Even Odor, he just like made a face and was like, "Oh, come on, man!" But like, get angry, get thrown out of the game. We have Tyler Wade. Like, get thrown out of the game.
We got freaking Tyler Wade, man.
You're rooting at Odor. You literally don't matter. Get thrown out of the game. Get pissed. Get in the umpire's face. Swing at the umpire. Do something.
I mean,
get the team going.
Odor punched Jose Batista in the face. It was one of the best right hooks I've ever seen. Besides, like a Mike Tyson.
Was the home umpire?
Yeah. Bad call. Again, a continuing problem too with the umpires and the continuous bad calls that we're seeing in Major League Baseball.
There was a terrible one in the Mets game last night.
Yeah,
at first base. I don't know if you saw the rant that Gary Cohen, the Mets broadcaster,
yes,
went on.
I did.
Yes,
yes. Just it's bad baseball, bad umping
with replay. That was terrible. So enough. That's enough talk about the Mets for today. But yeah, I was going to say, is it time for him to go? I mean, we have our text group with our other friends. Kev, Mike, and I talk about it.
Sure.
Who's the next guy? Is it Mattingly's turn? But Mattingly's with the Marlins. I don't think he wants to leave the Marlins. The Marlins are listen, right now the Marlins are playing better baseball than the Yankees.
Yeah, I think too. I think maybe it's time to think about bringing somebody in to the Yankees organization that really has no ties to the Yankees organization, although that's not how it's been. I mean, you look at all the managers the Yankees have had, they've all been former Yankee players for the most part. Buck Showalter comes to mind for me. I don't really know if he'd want to take on that responsibility at this point in his life right now. But we definitely need to have something happen because I don't think that Aaron Boone is the answer at this point anymore. I really, truly believe that he was for a long time. I mean, he's bringing us to 100 win game seasons. It's time to maybe think about what's going on also, too, with Brian Cashman as well.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Cashman's living off the success he had in the late 90s and early 2000s. He hasn't done anything in the last 11 years.
No.
You know, we haven't had a losing season in them, but so what? We're Yankee fans. We expect more.
Sure.
Right? We aren't the Pirates. We aren't Pirates fans. We aren't Angels fans. We're just happy to be here.
Right.
Like we're Yankee fans. We expect to win every single year, and that's what we want. We're not satisfied. Making it to Game 7 of the World Series and losing is a failure of a season.
Absolutely.
There's like, well, hey, we got this far. No, BS. That's not how we roll in New York City.
Yep.
You know, we are Yankee fans. We want all or nothing. And listen, these guys aren't delivering. Okay, if these guys are not doing their job, it's not only are they not doing their job. I mean, listen, they've been close a few times, which maybe we're right on the precipice of doing it. But then somehow we got worse, and over the last 100 games, we're barely over 500.
Yeah. It's just the numbers are bad. The whole vibe on the team is bad.
Yeah.
Still, I'm not 100% panicking yet, but at some point we need to say
it's sitting in.
what are the changes that are going to be made? And at this point, as a Yankee fan, I'm already looking to next season. It sounds bad of me saying that.
Sellers at the deadline, man.
Yeah, man. You have to do something.
Let's do it.
You have to do something if you want to. If we're going to be close, you got to do something.
Yeah,
big.
I'm going to give them another 3 or 4 weeks, and I'm going to just be all in on the selling at the deadline.
Might as well.
Just blow the whole team up, man.
Yeah,
blow
absolutely.
it up and start over.
Sure.
Before we talk about, I wanted to talk about Garrett Cole. Before we talk about that, let's talk about how we're underachieving right now. Okay, so I wrote down some stats for this is just the Yankees offense. Okay, we're 6.5 games out as right now, Wednesday afternoon. We're 6.5 games out. Okay. We're 10th in the AL in average, batting .230. We're 7th in the AL in home runs with 71. 12th in the AL. And there's only 15 teams in the AL. We're 12th in the AL with hits, 460 hits. We're last in the AL in triples. We only have 2. We're 14th in the AL in run score. We have 231. And we have 59 grounded into double plays, which coincidentally leads Major League Baseball. And I didn't break it down far enough. I want to see how many grounded into double plays we have with runners in scoring position, because I guarantee you we lead the universe in that as well.
It's got to be. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Those numbers are bad. Those numbers are really bad. There's no doubt about it.
Now, on the flip side, our pitching has been phenomenal. You know, I was thinking, okay, our pitching has been pretty good, solid. But then when I went and dug in the numbers, I'm like, wow. I mean, I was really impressed. Now, if we improved our hitting by just 50%, we would blow the rest of the American League East away.
Yeah.
Because listen to these numbers. We're 3rd in the AL in ERA with 337. 4th in complete games. we're second in hits given up, 432. Second in the AL with 204 earned runs. Fifth in the AL, only giving up 66 home runs. We're second in the AL, only 167 walks, and third in the American League with 588 strikeouts. So, I mean,
numbers that I did not expect.
I did not expect to see these. These are numbers. I mean, listen, we can talk about analytics, blah blah blah.
Sure,
because that's part of the problem.
Of course,
we have a nerd baseball team right now. Okay, and we need to get old school baseball guys in there. Hey, bunt once in a while. Or, get them on, get them over, get them in.
Yeah.
Let's do that because, listen, Major League Baseball, as dumb as it is, has already taken the get them on and get them over part for you in extra innings.
Yeah,
all you have to do is
they're doing
like
it for
one
you.
more. You have a man on second with nobody out.
Yeah.
Let's bunt him over, and then all you need is a fly ball. Right?
I agree.
You can't hit into a double play with a runner on third.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We don't do that. I don't care if it's Aaron Judge. Well, he could have hit a home run. Well, guess what? He's not going to. Nobody is hitting home runs.
Yeah, nobody's hitting home runs right now.
I mean, I know we're seventh in the American League in home runs, but
nobody's hitting home runs. You can't play that game. At this point, you have to do what it takes to win the baseball game.
Trash.
And, thinking maybe that Aaron Judge will hit a home run or maybe Stanton will hit a home run, we can't play that game anymore. Enough is enough. Yeah,
just
bunt, throw, bunt down.
You're a professional baseball. You're a Major League Baseball player. Bunt.
Yeah.
It's go. You always say it.
I don't even think half the Yankee guys on this team know what a bunt is.
You always say it, Nader. Fundamentals, man.
Fundamentals.
We need to go back to fundamentals.
Yeah.
We stop caring about exit velocity and launch angle. And I was watching some silly stats on these two amazing catches, by the way, that were made in the league last night. One by a guy from the Tigers, and I don't remember who the other guy was. I think it was maybe the White Sox. I don't know. Two incredible catches, but they were showing how percentage of him catching the ball was like less than 5%. And how fast he was running, and then the launch angle when he dove, what his launch angle was.
Drives me crazy.
Nerds?
No one cares.
Nobody cares.
Made a phenomenal catch, so just let it go.
We're over-evaluating every single thing, and that's part of the media's
percentage
job.
of how he was going to catch it. He
Less
made the
than
catch.
5%. Yeah. Stupid. That's what I'm talking about. Nerds are ruining baseball. And if you're, listen, if you're an analytics guy and you love that,
good. That's great.
You're ruining my game.
Yeah, you're ruining it for all of us. God damn it.
Speaking of ruining stuff, let's talk about Garrett Cole now. Okay, if you watch his press conference,
they
asked
Garrett.
him the first day in Minnesota. They asked him, "Are you using illegal substance on your hand? How do you feel about that?" And he's like, he stammered through it.
Yeah.
He mumbled about, "I'm just here to win, and I just got to do what I got to do." And
it was
blah blah blah. It was a terrible.
It was the worst thing I've ever seen.
Backpedaling, exit stage right.
He had to have known that question was coming. He did not prepare for that question at all.
Very uncomfortable.
I don't have any idea what he was talking about. And I love Garrett Cole, don't get me wrong, but buddy, you're the ace of the New York Yankees, and you have been called out as one of those guys that's using a foreign substance on the baseball. You have to be ready and prepared to answer that question correctly.
Your spin rate.
Listen, we know what the answer is. 90% of these pitchers are using some sort of substance. I mean, look at all their hats. They got friggin' rosin all over them. It's a whole nother topic for another show.
Rate. Another thing, who cares about spin rate?
Garrett Cole will still strike you out. He doesn't need the foreign substance to strike you out.
No.
He throws 98 miles an hour with a nasty breaking ball, and he can put it wherever he wants.
Yes. And now you're going to get in his head. It's going to get in his head. It's going to get in his head.
Yeah,
we'll see. He's pitching tonight. We'll see.
Yeah, I hope he goes out there and throws 7 shutout innings with like 15 strikeouts. That's my goal.
Please. But listen, we as Yankee fans, we aren't as bad as we are doomsdayers lately, but we're not as bad as Met fans.
No. It's just tough times right now.
It's tough, and I said, wow, Cole's been really bad the last 3 games. So I went and looked it up, his last 3 starts. Because that's where I kind of drew the line. It was his last 3 starts.
Take an average, right?
That's when Josh Donaldson, who coincidentally will be facing Cole tonight ever since the first time since he opened his mouth.
Interesting.
Who started this whole thing about the rosin and the foreign substances on your hand, the spider grip or whatever the hell it's called. So he's facing him tonight. So expect one up and in on Donaldson
he might take one up and in. Who knows?
So, but I looked at his last 3 starts: 1 win, 1 no decision, and 1 loss. He didn't pitch well, but you'd be surprised at his numbers because I thought it were way worse than what it was. 18 innings pitched, 15 hits, 6 earned runs, which is a lot for him. My real surprise was as many walks. He's had 6 walks after going 59 straight innings without walking a batter.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot for him, especially. So I think it probably
2 walks a game.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to I think just his mechanics probably
and 19 strikeouts, which is still 3.3 strikeouts a game, which
Yeah,
Or I'm sorry, 6.3 strikeouts a game.
Right. Even the way that the Yankees are playing with that, with just not getting runs in and not producing the runs, the 6 runs out of, what was it, 18 innings pitched?
Yeah,
is not horrible by any means.
Hindsight, I should have looked up his run support for those 3
I mean,
games.
either way though, I mean, he's this year he's struggled with guys getting runs for him. He's always had to keep the game to 1 or 2 runs in order to even come close to winning the game.
But it's a 2.57 ERA over his last 3 starts.
That's not bad.
Anybody would be happy to have that.
Oh God, yeah.
So listen, it's not all bad. It's not all doom and gloom. So everyone just relax.
Yeah.
It's the hitting is the problem. The managing decisions are the problem. We got to come through it. It's not time to give up yet. Things don't look good right now because I don't think this team is built for like we said it a couple weeks ago. We're not built for a championship run as constructed right now. We're not. Things are going to have to happen.
I think you have to take care of what's happening inside that clubhouse and what's happening in those offices first, because all of that, no matter how you put it, it trickles down. Right. It trickles down to the dugout. So whatever's happening in Brian Cashman's office and whatever's happening in Aaron Boone's office is finding its way out into the clubhouse and finding its way onto the field. And we do not need that, because that just makes for a bad experience altogether.
How many more times do we have to watch? I mean, I stopped watching the post-game pressers.
Yeah, I don't.
Can't sit there and listen to Aaron Boone say, well, I feel like we're right there. We just got to get it together. Yeah, no shit.
Over and over and over again.
Every day, every time, after every loss, it's like, I feel like this team is about to break out. Well, they haven't. And it's June 9th, and they haven't broken out yet. So
I agree.
It's time to start putting boots to asses, dude.
Yeah,
let's go.
Let's do it.
So, okay, next 7 games. We got to finish with the Twinkies tonight and tomorrow. Then we go to Philly for the weekend. So this is a chance for us to get back.
We need to catch up
Kind of get back in, because the Red Sox are struggling with Houston. They got smoked by Houston last night.
They did, yes.
I don't know if you saw Carlos Correa's home run.
You told me to look at it. I looked it up. It
went over the Green Monster.
Yeah,
I think it landed in
Connecticut.
I think it landed in New Hampshire.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It went, onto the Mass Pike. It was a bomb.
That was a bomb. Yep.
Yeah. And then we go. Then we're in Toronto or Buffalo, wherever they're playing.
Yeah. Scary. Toronto again.
We had Toronto again. So listen, now's the time. Let's win some games. The games against the Twins obviously are winnable.
Sure. Because
the Twins are pretty bad right now. Like, they're the worst team in the American League. And then we go to Philly, who they're not very good either. And I don't understand how, but they're not. I think their problem is pitching.
I mean, you got Aaron Nola. He's your stud. On the mound there. He's nasty. But no, the Phillies have a great team. They just have nobody that can throw the ball right now, except for Aaron Nola.
These are winnable games. These are the games you have to win.
Sure.
Right? Because if you're going to crap your pants against the Red Sox and the Rays and the Jays, then you got to win the games against the Phillies and the Twins and the Tigers.
Yeah, I agree.
Those are the kinds of games you have to win.
Absolutely.
To stay in the race.
Sure.
So, because just my opinion, I think the next 7 days is whether we're going to be buyers or sellers come the end of July.
Sure.
Because if we fall out of the race, if we fall double digits behind, we're out. We're done.
Yeah, that's bad.
I'm not calling. We don't have the horses to come back.
No. Nope.
So anyway, we'll finish out this week. Let's hope for a good week. Let's hope for a 5-2. Let's hope for a 6-1. Hey, I'll take 7-0. Let's do it. And let's get on with the season. It's getting hot. Dog days of summer are upon us. Baseball doesn't even start getting good till after the All-Star break.
I was just going to say, Yankees usually, dog days of summer, man.
2009, we had a different team then.
Sure.
But still, 2009, we were right around the same record. I think we were actually worse than we are right now. Come at the same time of year, and we won the World Series.
Yeah.
So, but we had more rah-rah guys then. And that makes a difference. It does. I don't care what anybody says. Guys like CC and Nick Swisher, who I love to see in the dugout, by the way.
Oh, yeah. There's another one. His name's been floating around a little bit.
I would take it. So, anyway, that's enough on the third place Yankees right now. We stepped over Toronto last night with that win. So
we did.
So let's going to move on to our segment, our Who's Hot and Who's Not section. It's one of my favorite sections of the day.
Yes.
And we like to do this because sometimes we come close to picking the same guy.
We do.
Sometimes we do actually pick the same guy. We got to go change it.
That's it.
So I'm going to go first this week for my Who's Hot. I even pick Ryan Mountcastle from the Baltimore Orioles. He's their first base, DH, left field, wherever they need him, they stick him in there.
Nice little utility player there.
He's 10 for his last 21, hitting .476, 3 homers, 9 ribbies, and 2 walks. And more importantly for the Orioles, they were 5-1 during that stretch for him. So he's contributing. And the Orioles are playing some good baseball after losing 14 in a row. I think they're playing some actual good baseball.
Yeah, they
better
are.
than we are.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So now did you also pick an Oriole?
You know what? I didn't pick Vladimir Guerrero Jr. this week. There was 4 straight weeks where I picked Vladdy, and no, I took Cedric Mullins.
Nice.
He's been a pleasant surprise this year for not only the Orioles but for Major League Baseball. Phenomenal leadoff hitter. He's been absolutely killing the ball, playing great defense. His last 7 games, he's hitting .536, 3 home runs, 2 doubles, and 4 RBIs. This guy is a stud, and I think he slept on a lot of people. A lot of people slept on Cedric Mullins. He came out this year with a bang.
Yeah.
I mean, he's getting on base, he's scoring runs, he's hitting home runs left and right. Very, very cool to see a solid Baltimore Orioles player.
Yes.
I think I said it like on one of our first shows that I think the Orioles have a good young system.
They do.
So yeah, Cedric Mullins, .536 batting average. I mean, doesn't really get much better than that.
And the Orioles are just a bad run organization. That's why
they don't have the right support for anything on that over there in Baltimore.
And good, because I hate them. So. So I'll let you go ahead. Why don't you give us your who's not hot?
Yeah, mine.
For the week.
I tell you what, mine's pretty straightforward. I'm going Christian Yelich.
Yes.
Milwaukee Brewers. Having a tough time.
Yeah,
having a tough time this year. He's 4 for his last 17. He's hitting $177. You had mentioned on our Facebook page the Milwaukee Brewers were not in the top 10 as far as power rankings.
Yeah,
I believe it was last week.
They went 9-1 last week.
Yeah. This is a big reason why. Christian Yelich, he is. Listen, he's an MVP. He's, could possibly be a Hall of Famer one day. Struggling real bad. I know he had a tough time last year too. Yeah. Really would like to see him step it up a little bit, but yeah, just not really having a good time right now.
And you bring that up because I find it funny, and we talked about this a few weeks ago when we talked about Giancarlo Stanton, and when Derek Jeter got rid of Yelich and he got rid of Stanton and he got rid of all those big name players from the Marlins. And all the fans were like, "Oh, Derek Jeter sucks. He's in the Yankees. He's on the Yankees payroll, and he doesn't know what he's doing." Well, how you like me now?
Yeah, seriously.
Derek Jeter is still the GOAT.
Derek Jeter is still the GOAT.
He knows what he's doing, folks.
He's a pretty smart guy when it comes to baseball. Yeah. Let's just put it that way.
He's still the GOAT. So mine, who's not this week, is Tommy Edman from the St. Louis Cardinals. He's their everything, every guy, He's basically their Tyler Wade.
Yeah,
he is. He's their Tyler Wade.
Yeah.
He's only hitting 172, which is 5 for his last 29, with 3 ribbies and 11 strikeouts. And the Cardinals were 1-5. Now the Cardinals, they're playing now. I understand they have injuries, but guess what, dude? One of my Cardinals friends, and I know he probably watches. He said, "Well, have you looked at all their injuries?" Well, guess what, dude? I don't care about your injuries. Okay. Cry me a river, because no one cares about your injuries. Because
everybody has injuries.
Everybody, and trust me, the Yankee fans know about injuries.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
and it happens.
Next
we don't
man
make excuses.
Up,
hey, next guy up.
Next man up.
Injuries are part of the game. You can't make excuses. You still got to win games. So you got your ass kicked by the Reds this weekend. The Reds.
Love Joey Votto's press conference too. That's a whole nother thing.
I love that.
I love Joey Votto. I love Joey Votto.
I like him too. I like what he said.
Yep.
But I mean, he's kind of a has-been.
Yeah, you got to be a little careful with the language, I think, when you're doing a press conference, especially when you have like kids watching. But he's such an intense guy. He's a little washed up. I would still take him as a first baseman or a DH.
Yeah.
But I love his intensity. He's always been that guy. He's always been that guy that will he'll troll the fans that are over on the first base line, and he'll talk, crap to them and things like that. So, but yeah, no, his press conference was interesting to say the least. Interesting.
So you know what, Nader, I messed up.
You messed up.
I did. I messed up during our Yankee segment. We wanted to show you the absolute piss missile.
Yeah.
That Nader uses.
Andujar, Miguel Andujar
hit an absolute bomb last night. Yeah. I was supposed to say something about it.
I was gonna say something, but I didn't want to we were on a good roll there. So
you should have said it. You should have poked me. So
but you know what though?
Let's check. I still want to see it. Let's check it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So here it is right here. Last night. Yanks are winning. This is late in the game.
Yep.
Andujar.
Absolute moonshot.
Absolutely smashes.
I mean,
and we talk about guys that have come up, Scott, that have made a big impact on what we're doing, even though we're not playing well.
Yes.
Andujar is playing very, very good baseball right now.
I know he is.
This looks like Miguel Andujar that we had originally 2 years ago.
When he won Rookie of the Year. Well, no, I'm sorry. Shohei Ohtani stole that from him that year.
Yes.
Which is part of the reason I'm bitter about that guy.
That's true. That's true. But no, Andujar's hitting the ball hard. That ball was hit so hard it exited the stadium. You talk about exit velocity. I don't know what it was, but that was crazy.
It went 455 feet, only because it hit a wall on its way up.
Yeah,
so there
absolutely.
it is right there, a second deck.
Yep, second deck line drive.
Yeah.
That's a line drive.
You can see the follow through. That was
Fast.
just amazing.
Exited it quickly. Yep.
And that drilled, and it went all back onto the field. It was hit so hard, it went back onto the field. So
love to see Andujar hitting the ball. I'm glad that they called him up because there was no reason really for him to be down at AAA.
No.
Obviously, his defensive woes have been the thing that have really hurt him, but he can hit the ball, man.
I like
no
it.
doubt
I
about
like it. So
nice job, Andujar.
yes,
You're
good job.
You're the one positive thing we have going for us
I
right
meant to show
now.
that earlier during the Yankee talk. But our next video, I really wanted to show you this because you guys got to see this. If you hadn't seen this, this just sums up the Pittsburgh Pirates in a nutshell. Now, this is not saying anything bad about this kid. Brian Hayes.
He's probably
he's
one
a
of the
young kid for the Pirates. He's a good hitter. He's only played in 7 games this year. He's got 3 home runs and 11 ribbies.
one of the top prospects in baseball.
He is, and he last night he hits a bomb in the first inning off the Dodgers.
Yep.
You know, gets the Pirates on the board, get them going, maybe a little upset win.
Yep.
And he hits a rocket. I think it was an oppo too. Let's take a look at that.
I believe it was.
Yeah, I think it was an oppo. Yep.
Yep.
It's this
Almost looked like it was going to be a foul ball.
I think it dings the
Pretty on
foul
line.
pole.
Yep.
And he's chucking around the bases.
Which is what you love to see from a young player. You like to see the hustle.
he's not
He's like,
pimping it.
I don't really know if this is a home run. I'm just going to go, baby. I'm going to go.
But
and
then the Dodgers are like,
panic happens.
I don't know
Panic
about
sets
that.
in.
Yeah. Dodgers are like, okay, yeah, it was a home run.
So we got the
but
home run part.
Did he touch first base?
I mean, apparently first base is an issue.
Did he really touch first base?
It's very possible.
It's a home run.
Very close to being a foul ball.
It was very close to being a foul ball. But then they look at it and they say, hey, did he touch first base?
Yeah.
On his way around. Now,
So-
if you aren't familiar with the rules, there's some of those short rules. He's out.
Yeah.
You missed first base. You are on base on the way around. It's not a home run, and he is out.
He's
he was
very
hustling around
he's
the
very
bag,
upset.
and you take a look right here.
You see it right here. He actually clearly takes a
Yikes.
very odd turn on first base. You know, base running is obviously a huge part of baseball, but
Yeah.
that's a very odd kind of. Usually, you're rounding first base earlier. He kind of almost took like a 90-degree turn there.
Yep, right
You know what I
there.
mean? Like he's running. It's just kind of a weird place to take your turn. Usually, I don't know.
Right. If you look at it, he's clearly watching the ball.
Sure.
So he's kind of loses focus on where he is. You see, most guys will make sure that they hit.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Oh, sure.
Before
Yeah.
I've done that, and I've actually missed the bag, and I actually went back and touched it. Not on a home run because I didn't hit home runs. in
You're a
high
line
school.
drive hitter.
I was a contact hitter. I used my speed, but
That's it.
I have gone back to bases because I missed the bag and I didn't want to get called out.
Sure.
So I feel bad for Brian.
Looking forward to seeing him though, because what's going to end up happening is he's going to be one of the better Pirates players, and the Pirates will just trade him.
Yep.
Because that's what they do. They get
We'll
all these.
take 'em.
Yeah, hey, send him over. Send him over. We need an outfielder.
I'll give you Roof Nedodor and Brett Gardner for Brian Hayes. Let's do it. Pull the trigger.
Hey, why not?
Cashman.
Cashman, do something good, right?
Do it. So let's get into now. We have we're gonna start doing our plays of the week. Now, this one comes to us from the minor league baseball system. We got 2 awesome clips from the minor leaguers.
Yes.
Right. Talk about crazy home runs, but we're the play of the week right now, and I challenge anyone to make the better play than this. This comes from Omaha Storm Chasers pitcher Gabe Spire against the St. Paul Saints from. You might remember from Michael Jordan fame.
Yes,
where he
absolutely.
played.
Yep.
But this kid is on the mound, and guy hits a rocket back at him. Let's take a look. Guy hits a rocket right back at him, knocks the glove off his hand, pops it up in the air, he grabs it, and still has time to throw it out. That's crazy.
You know what that is? That is straight up just knowing your surroundings as a
Yes.
pitcher, right? And at the high levels of baseball, and even in college, high school, you learn. We call them PFPs, right? Pitcher fielding practice.
Yep.
You continuously. That's what you work on: is ground balls back to the pitcher, line drives back to the pitcher. You need to field your position also.
That all happens so fast.
It happens so fast. You know what? In a way, a lot of guys would just stick their bare hand up there. You know what I mean? So
It was
great
awesome.
play, awesome play.
Good play. So there it was. Boom. Off the glove off the hand. Picks it up on the bounce. He didn't even hesitate.
Nope.
It's like he knew where the ball was going. So that's pretty awesome. Good for him.
Yeah.
That was Gabe Spire, who was traded for Yoenis Cespedes, by the way.
Yes.
he's
That's
part of
right.
that trade,
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
So,
I knew I recognized his name. So
Now the not so great player of the week,
Mr. Witt, my man,
Mr. Bobby Witt Jr.
This
of
kid,
the Northwest Arkansas Naturals.
I have such high hopes for this kid. This kid will be a Yankee. This kid, I'm telling you right now, the Yankees will end up signing this kid at someday. He is the full package. He's absolutely killing the ball, and the Royals are very, very lucky to have this guy as a player.
Yeah,
Maybe not so much his minor league team after this play.
These are the Northwest Arkansas Naturals of AA Central. And he hits an absolute rocket.
Yeah.
And this was a bomb. That was his 11th home run of the season.
Yep.
Now, this is one of your all-time bonehead plays right here. So the great hit. There's no excuse for this. I mean, that was out of the stadium.
Bomb.
He comes around the bag.
Yep.
And he does a little shuffle. Hey, I missed the home plate, but maybe the ump didn't see it.
Did you notice that? Did you notice he looked back? He's like, oh, man, I don't think I touched home plate.
See,
and he goes, he
shuffle,
hits it.
Shuffle, nothing. Whoop,
he does that.
No one saw that. But the catcher saw that. So he says, yeah, he completely missed it. He completely missed it.
Yeah. And then he does a little check back too after, right? So he misses it, and then he's like, oh crap! I think I missed home plate.
Yeah, he looks at it. Yeah,
but then he's like, oh, I gotta play it off.
The catcher's like, hey, let's challenge this. let's challenge the play. And it turns out
he missed home plate.
And guess what? It's just a really, really long triple. It goes in the book as a really long triple.
That was the second home run of the game too.
Yeah, it would have been his 11th home run of the season.
Yeah, he won't do that again. I can promise you that.
Not good.
Unbelievable player, though. I can't wait to see this kid when he gets called up this year.
I know we're running a little short time because of our Yankee rant. I wanted to talk a little bit about illegal substances, but you know what? I think we're going to save that for next week, Connor. That's a subject we can talk about.
And that's something we could talk about because those rules should be coming out, I believe.
Yes. It's going to be an automatic 10-game suspension.
Yeah, absolutely.
For anybody who gets caught. No warnings, nothing.
Yep.
Immediate 10-game suspension, no appeals.
Yeah.
So, and the Players Association agreed to it, apparently. So
yeah, absolutely.
So we're going to talk about that next week's show. We'll make that a point to talk about that. And also, we completely forgot about the bracket of excellence for our sunflower seeds.
Yes, we dropped the ball on that one.
We were crying in our beers.
Yes,
and we forgot about the bracket of excellence. We will put it out this week.
Yes, we
Dill
will.
Pickle versus Ranch.
Absolutely,
and we'll be out there right after the show. I will make it a point to post that up, and you got to get your vote, get them in. We got to see who moves on to the semifinals of the bracket of excellence.
That's it.
So with one more new segment on the show, and Nana and I love these new segments of the show. It's going to be called the Bum of the Week.
Bum of the Week.
Bum of the Week.
Love
now.
It.
We got an awesome Bum of the Week, and you'd be surprised, being Yankee fans, who our Bum of the Week is. And it's not even a player, Nana.
It's a Yankee fan.
It's a Yankee fan. Because, listen, I'm tired of the Yankee fans that give us cool Yankee fans a bad name. Because you're out there making asses of yourself. You're out there, just bringing bad. You're reinforcing the stereotype that Yankee fans are goons.
That we currently have.
Yes. So this happened Sunday night on ESPN when the Yankees were playing the Sox on ESPN, and we have this girl. We can bring that clip up.
There she is.
So there she is. She's like a 25, 26-year-old woman, and she's arguing with a pack of 8, 9, 10-year-old little league kids.
Might even be like 7 years old.
Maybe. Now they're all crowded around her. She's like, 27 rings. Like, that's the worst comeback ever. Oh, God, it's embarrassing. 27 rings.
I mean, she's going at it, but you know what? I love the kids are not backing down. They're sticking their ground, and they're giving her the loser.
Listen, but the kid that gives her the loser is wearing a Mookie Betts jersey.
That's true. That's true. We got to get him an updated jersey, Mom and Dad.
So let's find out who this kid's parents are, and let's buy him a new jersey.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's get rid of the Mookie Betts.
But you know what? You're right, though. What a bum. You know what? You're arguing with a bunch of 8-year-olds. But you know what? I think this was also a little bit of an opportunity for her to get some notice because I'm sure she saw everybody with their cameras out. She's like, oh, I'm going to end up on YouTube. And guess what? We're talking about her right now.
But you're a disgrace. Please stop. Please stop rooting for the Yankees.
I love the guy that yelled, "You were alive for 3 of them." You were alive for 3 of them.
Go be a Phillies fan.
Absolutely.
Go be a Philly. You belong in Philly. There she is.
She looks so angry.
She probably had a couple.
We should try and get her on the show.
She probably had a couple Chardonnays at dinner.
Maybe a couple. That's true.
Oh man. So one more topic before we got to get going here. What do you feel? How do you feel about these City Connect jerseys?
I love the City Connect jerseys. I love them. I love them so much.
I didn't send Justin the clip, so it's not up. But you had Boston, you had the White Sox, and you had the Cubbies, and you had Miami. Now, if you probably saw the Boston one.
I like the
yellow
ones
with the Boston Marathon colors. Thought they were cool. I would not buy one.
Right.
The White Sox ones were.
I like the South Side ones.
Grand Theft Auto, San Andrea.
They did look like that, and I also,
and I kind of liked it because they said South Side on the front.
Yeah.
The moment I saw
Tony La Russa
with his
Yeah,
with
it
his
was
jersey
weird.
on. I'm like, I hate you, and
Weird.
I hate those.
I do love Wrigleyville. I love the
I
Cubbies.
like the Wrigleyville
I think the
ones.
Cubbies one is
I would
cool.
own one of those,
Yeah.
especially if it was old school V-neck pullover ones. I would love it. It would be great.
I agree.
Yeah,
I'm a
Miami
big
is
fan.
all red, and I'm not a big fan of the Miami.
We'll
ones
see
either.
if any other big cities or any of these other teams come out with them.
I think San Francisco's on the list. Maybe the Dodgers. And please do not do it to the Yankees.
No, I don't
we
think
only
they
wear
will.
one jersey.
They had a tough enough time doing the Players Week jerseys. You know?
Remember, they went to all black jerseys.
They
and
did. Yeah, it was bad.
So, all right, that's our bum of the week. That's our City Connect jerseys, our uniform watch, I guess you call it.
Yeah.
And it's been another awesome episode. So next week we'll be back, and we're gonna recap the Yankees week. Hopefully, a winning week. Let's get back on track.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I say we're only 6.5 games out. It feels like way more than that
Yes.
because of the way we've been playing, but we're right within reach.
Yep.
It only takes one bad week by the Red Sox or the Rays because the Red Sox, they're here to stay. They're not going anywhere.
Sure.
They're a good team. The Rays are a good team. They lead Major League Baseball in wins, but I feel like they're playing with house money
I agree.
because I don't feel like I think they're playing over their heads. So we'll see. So we'll be back next week with another episode of Bronx Baseball and Beer. And until then, I'm Scott O'Fryer.
I'm Chris Not Yet Notter, guys. Thank you so much.
We'll
we
see
will
you
catch you next week.
All right.